Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gillette Stadium for the big one, the final football game of the year for St. Mary's and Blackstone Valley. It's Division 7 state championship game here at Gillette. On a decent day with the sun shining, not as cold as it's been. St. Mary's is going to kick it off. Blackstone Valley 10-1. They've won 10 in a row. They play, Nipmuc is playing in the next game in this Super Bowl lineup that they have today at Gillette. Nipmuc and Blackstone Valley play on Thanksgiving Day. Since they're both going to the Super Bowl, they canceled their Thanksgiving Day game. Almost as they went a step further, St. Mary's didn't play some of their regulars on Thanksgiving Eve. Blackstone and Nipmuc canceled their game, so the MIAA is ruining Thanksgiving Day. St. Mary's is 8-4. They're coming off a big win over Cohasset in the Eastern Mass Championship game. In between, they lost Thanksgiving Eve, where they were kind of run over by Bishop Fenwick. And now they try to get back on the winning track in Coach Driscoll's first year. They'll be kicking it off to Blackstone Valley. Blackstone Valley was here last year. They lost to Mashpee, the team that beat St. Mary's in the semifinal. They beat Blackstone, Mashpee did, in the final. They won it in 2012. St. Mary's was here last in 2016 when they lost, and they won it in 2005 under Mike Stellato. So 10 straight wins, Blackstone. They lost their first game of the season. Coach Jim Archibald. Both teams are dedicating. Blackstone is dedicating to their assistant coach, Derek Yancek, who died of cancer in May. And St. Mary's is dedicating the game to Terry McGuire. Young Mr. McGuire playing for St. Mary's. His mother died recently, his best fan. And she passed away. And he's dedicating it, and the team is dedicating it to Mr. McGuire's, Jack McGuire's mother. So we're just about set for the kickoff. And we'll be underway. At the 20-yard line. Cutting it back across the 30 to about the 33 is Josh Mateo. So at the 33 is where Blackstone will put it in play. They sent wideouts right and left. Triple up to the near side. Nobody in the backfield with McKay. Motion to the near side. Pass bounces into the hands of the receiver. Downfield all by himself. And Teo was the intended receiver. They come out with a little trickery right off the bat. They throw a pass out in the flat to the receiver, who throws it downfield to Antea, and he was wide open, and they overthrew him. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Little shovel pass to Amero. He's gang tackled as he picks up a yard to the 34. That's Amero, who was the Central Mass Division 7 defensive MVP. He's had 5 TD catches this year, but he's made 70 tackles and 10 sacks because defense is the strong point for Blackstone Valley. They haven't given up more than 13 points in a game, and they've only done that twice. They're averaging giving up 6 points a game. 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, they let it fly. in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And Teo was the intended receiver. So St. Mary's defense gets it done on the first possession. Blackstone will kick it away.
On the coverage, fourth down.
A thrill of a lifetime for these kids to be playing on the field where Tom Brady and company plays. The kick is away. They let it bounce, and it takes a very good bounce. And it's going to die at the St. Mary's 19-yard line. That's a 47-yard kick with no return. St. Mary's will put it in play there. So the Spartans will have it for the first time. Most of those fans you see on the other side are from Blackstone Valley. There's only seating on one side. They go to that tight double wing. They give it to Donahue. Bangs ahead to the 22. He picks up 3. He'll be second down and 7. Blackstone Valley got to see a couple of games. They exchange games. So they get a good look at St. Mary's and their running attack. Echeverria comes in with almost 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. He goes over 1,500 yards with his 337 receiving yards along with 5 touchdowns, so he scored 21 touchdowns. He does the bulk of the running. Little inside handoff, not going anywhere. They sent Donahue to the near side, trying to get Blackstone to bite. They didn't bite. They wound up losing a yard back to the 21. It'll be 3rd and 8 for St. Mary's. O'Leary brings the play back to the huddle. Freeman, the fullback, has gone over 700 yards with 4 touchdowns, but he's been big on defense. 54 tackles, 3 sacks. O'Leary looking to throw, in trouble, and gets sacked and taken down. Nicholas Reed got to him and took him down. Back at the 15-yard line, they lost 6 on the play, and St. Mary's will have to kick it away, and this has not been their strong point, punting. Freeman will punt it, and he likes to do that little running punt. Running to his right, kicking it away. Snap is high. Here's the run. And off the side of the foot, it's going to go out of bounds, and Blackstone Valley is going to get outstanding field position for their second possession. The ball's at the 31-yard line of St. Mary's. So the first break goes to Blackstone as they have it at the 31-yard line. Wideouts right and left. Wings on both sides. Motion now. McKay with the keep, runs straight ahead, gets a lot of running room inside the 20. Down to the 18-yard line. He picked up 13. And the first down of the ball game goes to Blackstone. And they're in the red zone. Same setup, wideouts right and left, wings right and left, wing in motion again. They give it to Antilla. He dives inside the 15. They put it to 13 for a 5-yard gain. It'll be second down and 5. Blackstone threatening to get on the board first. McKay has passed for 1,100 yards and 19 touchdowns, but he's also run for 5. High snap. Fitzgerald with the carry. He picks up 8 down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be first and goal. Knocking on the door, the Beavers, as they're called. They run it off the right side with Fitzgerald. He picks up a couple down to the 3-yard line. Second and goal from the 3, so St. Mary's defense right off the bat called on to try and shut the Beavers down. Off the right side, walking in is Antilla. Antilla, I guess it's pronounced. So the Beavers take advantage of that short field. They go 31 yards in 5 plays. Antilla from the 3. They'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's blocked. Biden got a hand on it and blocked it. And they'll knock the holder out of bounds. So they take advantage of the short field. They only have to go 31 yards. And Blackstone, we told them they only give up an average of 6 points a game. So St. Mary's got their work cut out for them early. They're down quickly, 6-0 to the Beavers of Blackstone Valley. Antilla has scored, that's his 14th touchdown of the year. He also has 2 receptions, and he's intercepted 3 passes, so he's been a big part of this Beavers team. He's only a junior. McKay, the quarterback, is only a sophomore. So it'll be Blackstone kicking it off. And that's Laundry with the return. And they're going to mark him out at the 36-yard line. That's where St. Mary's will put it in play. Second possession for the Spartans, but now they're trailing 6-0 here in the first period. The pitch to Echeverria. Going to lose yardage. Fitzgerald with the hit. And Amira was there as well. They lose 2 on the play.
Loss of 2 on the play, second down, 12. St. Mary's working from their own 34.
From the 34, it'll be second down and 12. They shift around in the backfield. Straight ahead to Freeman. He gets gang tackled and pushed back. Let's see where they put the football. They're going to give him 4 to the 38. So it's another 3rd and 8 for the Spartans. Second time they've been 3rd and 8. Last time they got sacked for a 6-yard loss. Had to punt it away. It turned into a Blackstone touchdown. O'Leary brings the play back to the huddle. They send wideouts to the near side. O'Leary rolling that way, looking to throw. Throws it down, blocked and knocked away. Looking to go to Fillet. He was covered by 4 black shirts. And St. Mary's will have to kick it away again. 2 possessions for St. Mary's. They're minus 2 yards of offense. And Freeman will look to get a little better kickoff this time. Almost had it blocked, but got it away. It bounces by, they let it go. And it's going to roll dead at the 20-yard line. So that little better kick. Josh Mateo looked like he was going to try and pick it up and then realized it was getting by him. He didn't want to risk having a tip off and have St. Mary's get the ball back. So he let it go. 42-yard punt by Freeman, a little better than the first one. So from the 20, 1st and 10. Fake, McKay keeps. Gets across the 25 to the 26. He picks up 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Second down and 4. All resting on 26.
Third possession for Blackstone. They're leading at 6-0. They send double wideouts to the far side. Motion now to the far side. McKay dropping back. Still dropping back. Looked like he was trying to set up a screen. And he threw it, wound up throwing it into the turf. Third and 4 from the 26. St. Mary's did a good job not letting him get that screen away. And he wound up just throwing it away. Trying to turn the corner, not going to get there. It was Barden, I believe, with the tackle. They wound up losing 3 yards. And they'll have to kick it away. And St. Mary's, if they can get a return, could get pretty good field position here. High snap, but they get the kick away. High kick. And it takes a little bit and then a little better bounce and roll for Blackstone at the 41-yard line is where St. Mary's will put it in play.
41. The Spartans will put it in play now, first down and 10 on offense.
The other thing that a little bit different than during the season, these are only 10-minute periods, so you don't want to fall behind by at least not more than a score because you don't have a lot of time to get long comebacks. Clock runs out very quickly. Coming to the near side, and getting bumped out of bounds. Echeverria picks up 4. They put it at the 45, so it'll be second down and 6.
Bring up on second down and 6 after gain of 4.
That looked like a little bit of a mix-up.
Warren along with Alex Ashby on defense. That'll be the end of the first quarter.
I'm going to call it no gain. They lost about a foot, and as I mentioned, these quarters go by very quickly, especially if all you're doing is running the ball. We've reached the end of the first period
Ladies and gentlemen,
with Blackstone winning the first period 6-0. St. Mary's has it at their own 45-yard line. 3rd and 6. Blackstone took advantage of the short punt. Only had to go 31 yards for their score. They've been dynamite on defense. We mentioned they lost in this game last year to Mashpee. Mashpee defeated St. Mary's in the semifinals. They won it in 2012. St. Mary's was here in 2016 with Matt Durgan. They won it in 2005 with Mike Stellato. A tough opponent. We told you, Antaya has run for 13 touchdowns. He's caught 2 for touchdowns. McKay has passed for 19 touchdowns, over 1,100 yards. He's also run for 5. Corner Christian has caught 5 touchdown passes. So they can put some points on the board, but the big thing is their claim to fame is their defense. They've only given up 13 points twice. Their average giving up 6 points a game. So if that holds up, we're going to overtime if St. Mary's can shut Blackstone out, because it'll be 6-6. They lost about almost a full yard with the exchange. I'm still calling it the 45. Third and 6. O'Leary rolling to the near side, looking, lets it fly. A little high and off the hands of Falahi. He made a couple of those great catches against Cohasset, along with an interception. And now when they put the ball back, they gain a half a yard. They put it right at the 45. So St. Mary's going to have to kick it away again. Almost blocked. He kicked it straight up in the air. It's picked up on the fly. Fitzgerald. It was inside the 40-yard line of St. Mary's. He came up among a host of white shirts and just picked it. It took a very fortuitous bounce for Fitzgerald to pick it up, and he returns it to the St. Mary's 47-yard line. So they only gained 2 yards on the punt after the return by Fitzgerald, and they have good field position again at the St. Mary's 47. Clemming with the carry. Picks up 6 at the 41. McKay faked like he was going to throw it, takes off and runs again. He's got good yardage again. Inside the 30. Second time he's run for 13 yards. And he picks up a first down. First and 10 from the 28. McKay again. Gets it to the 25 for a pickup of 3. So they're deep in St. Mary's territory again, leading it 6-0. And they haven't found an answer for Mr. McKay yet. He's picking up pretty good yardage. Fitzgerald straight ahead. Down to the 21. And incomplete. So the ball's back at the 21. 4th and 3. Let's see if they go back to Mr. McKay. They send double wide out to both sides. They got a wing to the near side. McKay virtually by himself. Motion coming. They fake the motion. McKay keeps. They pile him up, and they're not going to get it. St. Mary's going to get the football back. They pushed him forward for a first down, but they blew the play dead at the 20-yard line. So he picked up a yard. St. Mary's going to get the ball back. Got a little help from his friends. He got pushed enough to get a first down, but they said the play was dead at the 20-yard line. They blew the whistle, so St. Mary's gets the ball back at their 20-yard line.
Ball goes over and down to St. Mary's. First and 10. Working from their own 20.
St. Mary's still looking for their first down. Freeman with the carry. It's the longest run of the day for the Spartans. He gets 7 yards out to the 27. Second and 3 from the 27. And now St. Mary's jumps is going to cost him 5. And they'll move it back to the 22.
Second down and 8. Line of scrimmage now is 22.
Second and 8 from the 22. Freeman off the right side, finds a hole, gets ahead to about the 32-yard line. They're going to put him down at the 31. He's got both of their longest runs. That's the longest, 9 yards, and that's their first down. And it comes in the second period on their 4th possession. Freeman again. Gets to the 36 for a pickup of 5. So they found something off that right side with Freeman. Second and 5. Inside handoff, not going anywhere, Echeverria. Landry on the tackle. So it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Spartans. And Mary's going to do something here, because right now all they're doing is shortening the game up, running the clock. With those 10-minute periods go by very quickly. Freeman trying to go straight ahead. They pile him up after he gets about a yard. They give him the 37 for a yard. 4th and 4, they're not going to go for it from here. They're going to have to kick it away. So St. Mary's is going to punt it away. So late in the second period, St. Mary's has only run 13 plays as Freeman boots it away. Had it, bobbled it, dropped it. Luckily for Blackstone, it went out of bounds. Mateo tried to make the running catch, caught it, bobbled it, dropped it, but it went out of bounds. They're putting it down at the 36. They started to put it down at the 39. They put it at the 36. Again, 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. Long count, McKay dropping back, looking to throw. Lets it fly, threw it low. He had a receiver, would have only been a short gain. Fitzgerald was the intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Blackstone Valley.
Line of scrimmage is the 36-yard line.
We've had one pass completion for 1 yard in the game so far. High snap, they get it. And Tia has a hole, cuts it back to the outside. He's loose down the sideline. Donahue will save a touchdown. He took it straight ahead, took a quick step to the far side, broke it down the sideline, and gets all the way down to the 17-yard line. 47 yards later, Blackstone has it 1st and 10 in the red zone again, threatening to add to their 6-0 lead. They pick up 3 to the 14.
Credit Matthias Haley on the tackle. 2nd and 8 on the St. Mary's 14.
Second and 7. And Taya picks up 6 down to the 8-yard line.
Making the stop. About an 8-yard line to St. Mary's.
I'm calling it the 8. It's just inside the 9. Straight ahead, diving to the 3.
Jared Loisel picking up the 1st down.
That'll give it 1st and goal from the 3. We get a timeout. Blackstone eating up yardage, eating up the clock here in the 2nd period. St. Mary's, we mentioned, only run 13 plays. They have 1 first down and 24 yards of offense. We've got Haley, he's the big defender for St. Mary's. He's leading tackler, 63 tackles he has on the season, and he's down.
The MIAA believes that interscholastic athletics are
This is the Division 7
lessons of best learned, proper respect
state championship final football game for the seniors on both teams.
event privilege. With that privilege comes responsibility. Responsibility
It's now,
for the
if you're Jalen Echeverria, this being a Saturday, you'll rest up on Sunday and you'll be at basketball practice on Monday. And St. Mary's boys team is loaded. And Jalen, he's been remarkable his first year of football. He hasn't played since Papuana. His father and David Brown, the basketball coach, urged him to come out and play football, and he did. He's glad he did. He's had a great year. We told you, he's over 1,500 yards total. Offense, 21 touchdowns. And he'll be the young man that maybe in his first year, certainly in his first game, certainly in his second game, will go over 1,000 points for his career. And his brother just recently went over 2,000 points in his career in college. So it's in the genes. This is a day that I can remember back in 2016. Young Mr. Cross was carted off the field on a stretcher and missed. He was a great basketball player as well, and missed a lot of basketball. And now Mr. Haley is being carted off as well. We wish him the best. Terrific young man. We hope he's going to be okay. You don't want to see anybody, either side, at any time get hurt, because it's only a game. It's not life and death. But our thoughts and our prayers go out to young Mr. Haley and his family, and we pray that he's going to be okay. You can hear a pin drop in the stadium, everybody thinking the same thing. Everybody hoping he's okay. And Ms. Gagnon, the trainer, out there very quickly. What a great job she does with all the St. Mary's sports. She's always there helping these kids. What a tremendous job she does. His teammates on the sideline raising their helmets, wishing him all the best as he's taken off on a stretcher. He's sitting up. It's down around the lower extremity of the leg, the ankle. So let's hope he's going to be okay as they take him over to the ambulance over on the far side. That's a blow to him. It's a blow to the St. Mary's defense. He's got 63 tackles this year. He's a big part of their defense. So as we get back to football, again, our thoughts and our prayers go out to young Mr. Haley, hoping he's going to be okay. And now it's 1st and goal from the 3. Again, about a yard. We're going to timeout. They gained a yard to the 2. St. Mary's defense trying to shore up, keep them out of the end zone, keep it a 1-score game, because we're just about at the end of this second period in the first half. Six nothing Blackstone. They took advantage of a short punt on their second possession. They went 31 yards in 5 plays. Now they're trying to double up. Second and goal from the 2. One wide receiver, everybody else in tight. McKay, straight ahead, runs into a pile of white shirts. Manages to back his way for a yard to the 1-yard line. St. Mary's taking another timeout. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. St. Mary's not giving it up easy here. They took young Mr. Haley over to the ambulance that's over in the left corner, but it hasn't moved. So I don't know if they're Just working on him in the back of the ambulance. Or if they're intending to take him out and have him check further. We won't know because we won't get any word. So 6-0 Blackstone here in the Division 7 state championship. 6 games here today at Gillette. The final will be another local team, St. John's Prep, taking on Catholic Memorial. And once again, it will be St. John's Prep taking on John DiBiaso, who moved over to Catholic Memorial. They didn't get in. They gave it to Mateo. He got within inches. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. This should be a huge stop for St. Mary's. They take another timeout. That's their last timeout. A very big play coming up for both teams. St. Mary's would have all the momentum in the world going in at halftime if they could shut them down. They'll be down 6-0, but they'll be sky high if they can shut them down here. And they'll get the ball to start the second half. So here we go. Wheels turning on both sides, offense and defense. They've been running straight ahead. I would bet my money on McKay here. Maybe a quarterback sneak. They got power I in the backfield. They fake it. McKay keeps and he walks in. Everybody, Falehi was the only one that guessed, and he was a little bit late. McKay had a wide open run to the far side. A great fake. They tackled everybody coming up the middle, and they run it to the outside. They go 64 yards in 9 plays. McKay with his 6th rushing touchdown makes it 12-0 as he goes in from the 1. St. Mary's grudgingly gave up that 1st and goal from the 3. They got their 3 yards, but they got them grudgingly. Did St. Mary's give it up? They'll go for 2. They try to kick the first one. They throw it high and wide and caught, but out of the end zone. So with time winding down here in the second period, Blackstone Valley has edged themselves out to a 12-0 lead here in the first half. St. Mary's with 24 yards of offense, all rushing, and 1 first down picked up by Freeman on their last possession. Blackstone has 125 yards rushing and 5 first downs. And Blackstone will kick it off again. The kick is away at about the 18-yard line. getting it back to about the 25. Echeverria with the return. There's a flag on the play. The ball's at the 26. I'm not sure what the flag was about. The referee picked it up. They don't mark anything off. So at the 26, it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Mary's. They dump it off to Echeverria. They pick up 3 yards. They get out to the 29. It'll be 2nd down and 7. O'Leary dropping, looking, lets it fly, tipped and picked off. Filet got a hand on it, but couldn't get it. It got tipped, and there's a flag on the play as well. At the 43-yard line, Antea picked it off. And if this is against St. Mary's, it's going to be a backbreaker. Personal foul against St. Mary's. That's going to push it down to the 28-yard line. And Blackstone is going to have a chance to get more points on the board. They have a kicker. They try to kick the extra point. So if they get close with time running out, they could take a shot at a field goal. From the 28. 1st and 10 for the Beavers. Dropping back, looking to throw. Out in the flat, it's caught. Inside the 10-yard line. Mateo makes the catch down to the 7-yard line. Who's it? Josh Mateo that played for Lynn English. So all of a sudden, with a timeout, the Beavers are back at the 7-yard line trying to add to a 12-0 lead. Time running down here in this first half. St. Mary's has run 16 plays in the first half. They have only 27 yards of offense, 24 rushing, that 1 completion to Echeverria for 3 yards, and 1 first down picked up by Freeman. So 2 plays have been the difference. A short punt by St. Mary's and a 47-yard run by Antea has set up 2 touchdowns, and now a pick by Antea. His 4th of the season. They have it. This will be the last play. McKay dropping back to throw, in trouble, takes off and runs with it. Looking for the end zone. He's got room. At the last second, they hit him. He's knocked down, and that's Donahue with the big hit, denying him the touchdown inside the 1-yard line. The play half ends on that play. Blackstone will take a 12-0 lead into the locker room, but St. Mary's will get the football to start the second half. 28 plays for Blackstone, 16 for St. Mary's. They only have 24 yards of offense in the entire first half. We start the second half with St. Mary's getting the football, and they've got to go to work. We mentioned before Blackstone has only given up 13 points, and they've only done that twice in a game. And St. Mary's finds themselves trailing 12-0. And again, 10-minute periods. It goes very quickly. at the 15-yard line. And getting just about to the 20-yard line. That was Falehi with the return. St. Mary's will have it at their 20-yard line. 27 yards of offense, 24 on the ground. The Beavers of Blackstone had 133 rushing, 22 passing, 7 first downs. Freeman was the leading runner with 26 yards. He got 16 of those in 2 carries. Antea had 61. McKay. Echeverria gets loose. That's what they've been looking for. And don't look now, but there's a yellow handkerchief on the ground. It's going to come back. So they looked like they had a little something going right off the bat. And instead, it's going to cost them. There's a holding penalty. McKay, the quarterback, ran for 43 yards. And Taylor also had an interception. So the short punt only have to go 31 yards, and then the 47-yard run by Antea set up the 2 touchdowns. So it's two plays and a half. Has put St. Mary's down 12-0, and now they're 1st and 20 from the 10-yard line. And not going anywhere. Trying to run the right side. No gain on the play.
Stop by Nolan Smith, number 53. No gain.
2nd and 20. And you surely don't want to have to punt from here. Rolling to the right, they dump it off. Falehi makes the catch. And he gets just about back to the line of scrimmage, which was the 20-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10. And that's the longest play of the day for St. Mary's so far. They had a 9-yard run by Freeman. They had a longer run by Echeverria, but there was a hold, brought it back, negated it. We got a whistle for a timeout call by Blackstone. $12-0 Blackstone. They went 31 yards in 5 plays after a short kick, with Antea going 3. And then after they shut St. Mary's down, they got the ball back at their 36-yard line midway through the second period. They ate up most of the second period, going 64 yards in 9 plays. And it was a 1-yard run. And St. Mary's grudgingly gave up. It was 1st and goal from the 3. And they gave up 3 yards in 4 plays. McKay getting the second touchdown with the 1-yard fake. Running everybody up the middle. He had clear sailing out to the far side in the corner of the end zone from a yard out. They missed on both conversions, so that's where we are, 12-0 Blackstone. The Beavers over the Spartans. St. Mary sends 2 wideouts to the near side. O'Leary looking to throw. Lets it fly deep downfield. It throws it out of bounds. Looking for Echeverria. So St. Mary's going to have to punt it away. And they're going to be punting from deep in their own end.
St. Mary's fourth down to 10 now. Their own 20. George Freeman will be punting. Josh Mateo back deep.
Caught. And bounced out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And that's Mateo. So again, Blackstone will get good field position. St. Mary's has been stuck in their end quite a bit. Blackstone's had the better of the field position, that's for sure. He'll start at the St. Mary's 49.
Blackstone Valley. On offense. First down and 10. St. Mary's 49-yard line. Line of scrimmage.
Two wideouts to the far side. Fake, looking. They dump it off. Caught underneath. Inside the 35-yard line. And that's Antea. 15 yards and a first down. Puts it at the 34.
Blackstone Valley picks up a first down at the St. Mary's 34.
Again, two wideouts to the far side. Antea off the left side. Falahy wraps him up after a short gain. They'll put it to 31 and give him 3. Second and 7.
Gets credit on the tackle. Ball is spotted at 31.
If nothing else, the Beavers are keeping it away from the Spartans, shrinking this third period. And we remind you there's only 10-minute period, so that clock moves very quickly. And Taylor again.
Ball carries J.D. Antea.
And has Biden getting a piece of it at the 30-yard line. They put it at the 29. So he picked up 2. 3rd and 5. Now they show double wideouts to the near side, double wideouts to the far side. Motion coming to the near side. Faking. Big hole up the middle for McKay again. He's loose again. He's got a big first down. Inside the 15 to the 13. He picked up 16 yards. And they're right back in the red zone again. First and 10 from the 13-yard line. Three wideouts to the far side. They run it straight ahead. They get it down to the 10-yard line.
Pickup of 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7 from the 10-yard line.
Second and 7. ball wasn't snapped, everybody jumped. Now, is it St. Mary's offside, or is it the Beavers drawing St. Mary's offside? Let's see what the call is going to be. This, another big call in the game. And just the way the St. Mary's is reacting, it's against them. St. Mary's can't believe it. It's going to cost them 5 yards. They move it down to the 5. Well, it's going to be 2nd down and 2. Beavers looking to add yet another score. They're up by 2. Trying to make it 3. McKay with the keep. Gets it to the 1. Colasiti wrapping him up. He picks up 4 and a first down. It's 1st and goal from the 1. St. Mary's almost shut them down here before. This is virtually a must stop. It's bad enough being down 12 to nothing. 18 to nothing would be virtually impossible because we'll only have about a period left. We're deep into the 3rd period now. St. Mary's would need 3 scores. McKay straight ahead into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown. That gives him 7 running for the season. And Blackstone has opened up an 18 to nothing lead. They go 49 yards in 7 plays. 21 of them picked up by McKay. He also passed for 15, along with that 5-yard penalty. And the Beavers in command, leading 18 to nothing, looking for their 11th straight win. Once again, they'll go for 2. Trying to turn the corner, can't get around. There's Baden again making a big defensive play. So the only thing that's missing with the Beavers is the conversions. They've scored 3 touchdowns, but they've missed on all 3 conversions. But they've got a hefty 18 to nothing lead as we're late in the 3rd period. And it's getting to the point where St. Mary's going to have to do something they don't like to do, and that's throw the football almost exclusively. So once again, Blackstone will kick it off. Ground ball picked up at the 20-yard line. Shy of the 30 is Echeverria. The game plan for Blackstone, I told you, they saw some film on St. Mary's as both teams exchanged films, was to shut Echeverria down. And boy, they've done a job. He's only had 1 play. Plus, he had 2, but one was wiped out with a holding penalty. So he's only had 1 plus play. They've really paid a lot of attention to him. St. Mary's will have it at their 29-yard line. At this stage, late in the 3rd period, St. Mary's has 37 yards of offense and 1 first down. Echeverria gets to the outside, cuts it up inside. Nice run, picks up 8. That's his longest run of the day. It'll be 2nd and 2. Hit in the backfield and dropped. Told you they've been paying a lot of attention. Tashin, Alex Tashin, busted in and knocked Echeverria down for a 3-yard loss. So it's 3rd and 5 from the St. Mary's 34-yard line. Looking, throwing, almost picked off. Fourth and 5, and there's almost no reason to kick it from here. You're down 18-0. You got to get something going. You hate to give the Beavers this kind of field position if you don't make it, but you're down 3 scores, and it's 4th and 5. I don't think Coach Driscoll has any choice other than going for it. They go to that tight double wing. Now they're going to call timeout and talk about it. $18-0. Blackstone Valley Tech looking for 11 straight wins. They lost their first game of the season and haven't lost since. St. Mary's had a huge win over Cohasset. Played an outstanding game. Shut a Cohasset team that was averaging over 30 points a game. They had 3 points late in the 4th period. They got a touchdown with about a minute left. But the game was over at that point. And there's just been some big plays in this game. Field position has been big as well. And the quarterback, McKay, has been a nightmare for St. Mary's running the football. Along with Antea. They get it to Echeverria. They complete the pass. They go for the 4th down. They move the chains. They hold on to the football. But they got a long way to go. 8 yards on the play out to the 42-yard line. They haven't crossed midfield yet in this game. I'm told they only have 1 first down coming in. Their deepest penetration has been their own 45-yard line. Louis looking, he's going to take off and run with it. Gets across the 45. They'll mark it at the 47 for a pickup of 5. Echeverria trying to turn the corner, slips a tackle, stays on his feet. He'll get 2 to the 49. Looked like he was going to lose a few.
Ball at the 50-yard line, 2.
The ball just shy of midfield. 3rd and a long 2, a short 3. Quarterback sneak by O'Leary, staying on his feet. Good second, third effort, got him to the Blackstone Valley 45-yard line. First time they've been in Blackstone territory. They got a first down at the 45. They lost the football, but he was already down. Donahue picked up a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. O'Leary in trouble. Looking. Cuts it upfield. Slips a couple of tackles. Stays on his feet. Good hard run by O'Leary. Gets him a first down. At the 34-yard line, he picked up 10. O'Leary. That's their 4th first down. He's run for 2 and passed for 1. Looking to throw, lets it fly. Tip, knocked away, and we got a flag. Antaya is going to get called for running into Echeverria, pass interference. That's going to be a big 15-yard penalty. That's going to put him down in the red zone. Blackstone Valley fans don't like the call, but it's going to give them a first down at the 19-yard line. Obviously the deepest penetration by the Spartans. They're looking to get on the board. Get an onside kick, score again, do it again. Tall order. But they've got a period left to do it. This period is just about running out. This could be the last play of the period. They keep everybody in tight. O'Leary looking to throw. Dumps it off. Just a little out of the reach of Fillet. He had a step. Just incomplete. And Fillet is a little slow getting up. That's going to end the 3rd period. So he throws it. They go by very quickly. St. Mary's helping Blackstone here. They're running the football. They're running out the 3rd period. They have it at the 19-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 from there as we start the 4th and final period. Blackstone went 31 yards in 5 plays. Antaya going in from the 3. They went 64 yards in 9 plays. McKay going in from the 1. Both times the conversions were no good. They got down close. Donahue made a big defensive play to shut McKay down inside the 1 to end the half at 12-0. But they come out, they shut St. Mary's down, they got the punt. They went 49 yards in 7 plays. McKay again from the 1. And that's where we are, 18-0. The Beavers over the Spartans. St. Mary's will have it 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line of Blackstone Valley. And you have to assume that this one is in the bank. With an 18-0 lead, Blackstone hasn't given up. and they only did it twice, 13 points in a game. They're averaging giving up 6 points a game, and there's only 10 minutes left in this one, so it would be a monumental task for St. Mary's to score 3 touchdowns in 10 minutes against this type of defense. So it appears as though St. Mary's is going to finish 8-5. Blackstone will finish 11-1. But you got to credit the Spartan team. They were banged up along the way. They played a very tough schedule in Coach Driscoll's first year. They didn't quit all year. They had some people hurt. They got another one hurt today, young Mr. Haley. We hope he's going to be okay. And there are a lot of teams in Division 7 who would like to be right here losing this game. And the reason I say that is because they didn't get here. St. Mary's did. They won 3 big playoff games, including a big win over Cohasset, a very good team. The pitch, it's dropped, and they fall on it. Back of the 26-yard line, they almost blew it. The pitch was a little bit behind Echeverria. They lose 7 yards on the play. Second and 16. Second and 17, actually. I'm calling it the 26. They pitch it to Echeverria, trying to get around the corner, steps up inside, runs into a few black shirts. He picks up 4 to the 22. Third and 13. Actually, 4th and 13. I forgot about the last play of the third period. O'Leary dropping back, looking. Lets it fly into the end zone. Echeverria goes up for it, can't get it. We got another flag. We told you he's a very good basketball player. Not the biggest player on the court, but he goes up and rebounds with some of the big guys. He went up to try and out-rebound the defender and got bumped. And that's going to be another 15-yarder against the Beavers. That's going to give St. Mary's a life. They're going to move it down inside the 10. St. Mary's would at least like to get on the board here in this game. They mark it down to the 7-yard line. So first down on this drive by way of a 15-yard pass interference call. Rolling to the right, dumps it off, caught by Echeverria, and he's knocked down at the 1-yard line. That's been a connection all year long that's been productive for the Spartans. Gets them to the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1. From that tight double wing, O'Leary tries to sneak it in, not going to get there. He loses a yard back to the 2. Third and goal from the 2. They picked up 5 first downs after having only 1 coming in to this drive. Pass incomplete, looking for Echeverria. And now if St. Mary's wants to get on the board, they have to convert on a 4th down from the 2.
That'll bring up a 4th and goal for St. Mary's.
6 first downs, 2 of them 15-yard penalties against the Beavers. And that's been it for St. Mary's. And 5 of them came on this drive. Both of those penalties came on this drive to help them get into Beaver territory for the first time. And a big 4th down. They'd like to salvage at least a touchdown here at Gillette. 3 wideouts to the near side. O'Leary rolling that way, looking, trying to find somebody. Can't. Runs with it, gets hit and knocked down. They're not going to get in. Fitzgerald with the hit. They knock O'Leary down at the 4. They lose 2. And that tough defense for Blackstone shows why they're here. They shut him down. They get the ball back at the 4-yard line. St. Mary's ran 16 plays on that drive, picking up 5 first downs, 2 of them on those interference calls. They ate up over 5 minutes on the clock. That's more than half a period. And now Blackstone gets a chance to shorten the game up even more. McKay rolling, looking, dumps it off. It's caught underneath. They throw it from the 4-yard line, and they get all the way out to the 38-yard line. So they out to the 26-yard line. And I'll correct myself. They get out to the 30-yard line for a 26-yard pickup. So they get out of difficult field position. Long count. They run it off the right side. And Taya picks up 8. And they're just looking to run the clock out here. They run it straight ahead with Fitzgerald. He gets to the 41 for a first down. It'll stop the clock momentarily, but the clock virtually running out. Again, a terrific season by Coach Driscoll in his first year. They lost a lot of firepower from last year's team. They were lucky to have Echeverria come out and play his first year of football and pick up over 1,500 yards of offense that they didn't expect. They had Donahue hurt. He was going to be the quarterback. He stepped in, did a terrific job defensively and running the football. And O'Leary took over quarterback and did a great job as well. As Blackstone takes the timeout. Freeman had a great year offensively and defensively. He was huge in the game against Cohasset, blitzing and knocking people down, destroying Cohasset at the line of scrimmage. He's also run for 721 yards and 4 touchdowns. Donahue, in a short year, had 374 yards and 5 touchdowns. O'Leary passed for 7 and 608 yards. And they can hold their heads up high going out of here. They were Eastern Mass champions, beating a very good Cohasset team, and it's no disgrace to lose to this very good Blackstone Valley Tech team who is going to win their 11th in a row. St. Mary's will finish 8-5, but they took on a lot of tough teams. They played Catholic Memorial, who was playing St. John's Pup later on in the Super Bowl. They played Mashpee, who was undefeated at the time and went deep in the playoffs. Bishop Fenwick made the playoffs, had 9 wins. They had a very tough schedule. They run it straight ahead to the 45. 2nd and 6. So they're going to get the runner-up trophy, and that's not too shabby. As I mentioned, a lot of teams would like to be picking up the runner-up trophy, but they didn't play well enough to get here. St. Mary's did. Here's McKay with a great fake running again. He's been a thorn in St. Mary's side. He gets it to the St. Mary's 45 for another first down. And they're just running the clock out here. Doing it straight ahead again for good yardage inside the 40. Picked up 7 to the 35. Or to the 38. They're just running the clock out. For St. Mary's, Echeverria wound up with 12 yards rushing. We told you their plan coming in was to shut Echeverria down, and he certainly did that. Freeman ran for 26, all in the first half. O'Leary ran for 12. Donahue ran for 4. He only had 47 yards rushing, 27 yards passing, 74 yards of offense for St. Mary's. 6 first downs, 2 of them by penalty. He penalized Blackstone back to the 43. So it'll be 2nd and 8. And here comes McKay again. And that's another first down. Picks up 11. He's been the crux for Blackstone. They have no answer for him running the football. He's faking well, running the ball, and we'll have 1, possibly 2 plays, and this one will be over. McKay has run for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's passed for 63. Fitzgerald ran for 18, caught a pass for 21. Fleming ran for 33, caught a pass for 26. Five more. And we'll have just about 1 more play, and that'll be it. So Blackstone, 31 yards, 5 plays. Antea, 3 for the touchdown. 64 yards, 9 plays. McKay with the touchdown from the 1. First possession of the second half, 49 yards and 7 plays. McKay again from the 1. His second touchdown, and they lead at 18-0, and that's going to be it. And this is Antea putting an exclamation point on it, picking up 12, and that'll do it for the ball game. Antea runs for 83 and a touchdown. He caught a pass for 15. He also had an interception. McKay ran for 86, 2 touchdowns and pass for 63. And they held St. Mary's to 74 yards of offense and really 4 first downs because they got 6, but 2 of them were penalties. And they don't have to run another play, and I don't think they're going to. They may, if they do, they're going to take a knee. And this one will be over. So They're going to go to 11-1, winning 11 straight games. St. Mary's will drop to 8-5. They had a great year. They're the Eastern Mass champion. They go to the state final. And again, there's a lot of teams who would like to be here at Gillette losing this game. But it's Blackstone Valley over St. Mary's in the state final, winning it by a score of 18-0 over the Spartans to knock them at 8-5. But they can go out of here with their heads up. And we hope that Mr. Haley is okay, having been taken out earlier. The knee will end it, and we'll end the football season here on TV 15. We hope you enjoyed all of the games, all of the teams. Congratulations to St. Mary's and all their seniors. 18-0, Blackstone Valley wins the state championship.